And the Rebbe to make a סיום every day from Rosh Chodesh Mנחem over till 15 B'Av. We have the honor today to have a Choshev in German, the Rosh Koilel, Beres Ken in Beis HaMelech Shlubavish, Rav Achosid, the Rav Meisha Shur, is going to make a סיום, a Mesechus Kedushin. Before he starts making the סיום is in honor, in Leschus, Rav Achosid, the Shliach Mureben, Shmuel Tuvia ben Akoyen ben Pegel, Refuah Shleima, take from Yad Mamish.
The סיום of Masechet Kedushin, we actually studied this together in the Koil to Paras Kedem Levi Yitzchok, and it's so apropos because it's a Koil that is Shaliyah Basic Nesses Lubavitch, and everybody is invited, those who are both Skenim or Zokin Shekana Chochma, or older than Skenim, as we're going to see in the Gemara. Actually, the Gemara refers to the mile of limit of Torah, which remains also in the Zikna. The last Mishnah on Pei Beis speaks about certain things that a person should not teach the children to have as a trade, and then the mayor says that a person should teach his child umnis nikiya bekala, something which is clean and light, meaning that something which doesn't take up all this time, and therefore will be able to have also time for kviyas sitam l'teira in such a way that teirasa will be keva and the malacha will only be arai. What's going to be with parnasa? So v'yispalel misha eisha v'nachasim shalei. They should do tefillah to them, to the one that the eisha and nachasim, both the riches and the properties, are from the Eibishter. Because in truth, neither riches nor poverty comes through the umnis, but rather because of the schus. And Shimon ben Elazar continues and says, we don't see that the chayas or the eifes that need to have a umnis, and they're mispanitim shlei b'tzar, and for sure, ayid, who's nidra l'sham sheskeni, should also have this panosa without tzar, but only, as he says, kapaktis pandasosi, again understood that because of the lack of the terosei of keva. Finally, absolutely no umnis at all, but rather the einim melamed as beni, as the Rebbe explains, he speaks about himself, which is not necessarily aveda for everybody, but upon it for himself, einim melamed as beni ela teira, only teira. Why? That's number one, that it remains leilam above. Besides that, also that the eina yochel lasik that sharkal umnis, other umnis, if a person gets to a stage of chayli or zikna or yisurin, and he can be oising in that malacha, nachalila harei mes barov. If not, somebody else doesn't take care of him, he could end his life with rov, with hunger. Teira is not so. What is Teira? Teira guards the person with Arusei, the Slanis Achlis Siknusei, and he brings psukim that the Teira gives a person Benairus, and it gives a person also the Zikna. Then the Mishnah brings V'cheinu Eimer B'Avram Avinu. Avram Avinu, says the Mishnah, it says Avram Zokein, Hashem Berachas Avram Bakoil, and the Mishnah concludes Matzinu She'os Avram Avinu Skol HaTeira Kula Ad Sheloi Nitno. Avram did the entire Teira before it was given. And it brings the pasuk Eikim Shasham Avram B'Keili Vayishma Mishmarti Mitzvayis Chokeisim B'Seiroisei. The Mashal asks, we have a memory of Rav in Masechta Yuma, where Rav says, Kiyim Avram Avinu Skol HaTeira. And it brings the same pasuk. What is Rav Meisif? So the Mashal wants to answer that Rav is Meisif also Kiyim Mitzvahs Loises. Whereas the Mishnah speaks about also mitzvah saseh. The Rebbe doesn't want to accept that because where do we see in also Avram Avinu that it's only mitzvah saseh, not mitzvah leises of Adarabah? It was all the shtadlus to do mitzvah saseh. Why shouldn't he also have had these shtadlus to do mitzvahs leises? Furthermore, the pasuk is the same pasuk that the Mishnah says and that Rav says. Ashashoma Avram B'Keida Vayishma Mishmarti Mitzvahs Chokeisim B'Seiroisei. It's mashma the same thing. So why would we say that Rav is meisif also the end from what? From Leisase, whereas the Mishnah speaks only about mitzvah. The Rebbe Here's another pshat, and he says that what? That the Mishnah is speaking about the milo of limud HaTorah. Also, Avram Eskol HaTorah Kula is a reference to limud Eskol HaTorah Kula, whereas Rav speaks about kiyum mitzvahs. And again, the Rebbe says, even though pshat it seems to be going well, but the pasuk is Vayishma Mishmartim. It's Pesach Kesel B'Seroisi, and the ocean is also it's even Asiyah. It's also even Asiyah some mitzvahs, and the pasuk also speaks about Mishmartim. It's Vaisa for Kesel and B'Seroisi. Rebbe brings another taich that the Indian of also means that he did without any tzivui, whereas Rav in the Gemara speaks about kiyum that's already at tzivui. But he brings also from Achido that with Pashtus, where do we see now that this is a man Omer that says Avram Avinu was mitzvah besides the mitzvahs that he was mitzvah. Sheva mitzvah nayach amila v'chol. But Avram Avinu did with that tzivui. I'll call upon him. So the Rebbe must be that the chilik is that the mitzvahs itself before Matan Torah. There's the hefza of the mitzvah and the gaver of the mitzvah. And there's two ways of seeing the mitzvahs before Matan Torah. Either b'chal they didn't exist even as a mitzvah which was not mitzvah, or that they existed, it existed before Matan Torah also. What the Mishnah is saying that also, Avram Avinu activated the mitzvahs of mitzvah where the mitzvah b'chal didn't exist before, not even in the heft of mitzvah. And also Avram Avinu activated the mitzvah before Matan Torah also. But the Rav is saying that kiyum al derech vi is somebody who is not a mitzvah but b'kayim. So that's the Rebbe's word. And the Rebbe says that al derech of the obvious, because they were a mekava, they were able to give to Bnei Yisrael, the Inyan from Aram, from Neshama, because they were Amakova, the same as also that which Ayid has the Keach, to do a mitzvah, to bring down the Kus Nagashmi, that was done because Avram Avinu also scholar Torah Kula. In the conclusion of the Gemara brings a Braisa. The Braisa is basically parallel to what the Roy says in the Mishnah, and L'chure, Chala Braisa is brought to bring more protein. But if you look at the Braisa is actually shorter than the Mishnah. Number one, the Braisa doesn't bring this chaylik of Avram Avinu, the Kiyum Avram. So l'chura it's shorter than the Mishnah. We'll read the Braisa. The Beneroyim Amaniach Hani says the Gemara Tanya the Beneroyim Amaniach Hani Kolum Nishabelim Ein Malam Desbni Al Teiro. Shekol Nishabelim Ein Imedesli Ela B'Mei Al Dusei Avav Mezik Nusei. But in the old age, Hadei Mutal Berov. It doesn't say the lashon of Meis Berov, Mutal Berov. It doesn't say also the Inyan from Chayli or from Yisudim, just in short. The Mezik Nusei, Avoteira Einokain, and Medas Lodam Be'esi Al Dusim, and the Sadis La'achas Adikma Mezik Nusei, and Be'esi Al Dusim Mahoimer. Here we see a more arichas in the Braisa than in the Mishnah, the pasuk that he brings. The pasuk he says that in the Al Dusei, what does it say? V'keva Hashem Yachlifu Koyach, that the Al Dusei does Inyan from Koyach, and in Teira it's also Inyan from Koyach from Avona Be'al Dusei, yeah. But then he adds the other part of the pasuk, Yalo Evekan Shorim. The Mashor that says that the pshat of the here is there's three inyonim that bring atzlocha, whether it's koyach v'ishtadlus or mazel, or the inyan from schus. And this pasuk says that side the inyan from koyach and side the inyan from mazel, but there's the inyan from higher than that also the Evekan Shorim, higher, the habatim milah, higher than mazel. And also in the pasuk about the Zeknusei, he also says the pasuk in its entirety, which is there's as aschar, or the schus of Torah remains also the seva. And then there's the shein of an anonymiyut, not only it remains, but the shein is an inyan from what? From Daishan, that there's an inyan of growth, that there's a growth also bezikna. And the Mashah is interesting that he brings that the Chlal Zikna is inyan from Shishim. Seva is in from Shivim. And the Oid, he says, Oid is Bigamantia pay, that the Inyan from the Hatzlacha limit could be not only on Bashishim or Til Shishim, but after Shivim and after Shmailim, which is an encouragement for all those who are that age or even younger, but they have time, come and join the Kollel. It's Monday through Thursday from 10 to 12, and now it's on Zoom, so everybody can participate easy. So we conclude that Hadan Allah, Asar Yuchsim, Stikla Mazef the Kedushin, Hadan Allah, Asar Yuchsim, the Kedushin, Hadan Allah, the Kedushin. Hadan Allah. I don't know. So say Kaddish Rabban, yeah? Adonai Islami Hitit, Adonai Yibarak, Sami Mashallah. Amen.